Countywide parades, long-distance science, and curbside canines. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, September 30th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. The Fort Bend County Fair is still a big event for us even into the 21st century, kicking off with a huge parade. If you couldn't make it, don't worry. John King was there to bring you the picture.
Well, we're very happy to be out here this morning with the mayors of Fort Bend County. This is the second time that all the mayors have joined together to participate in the Fort Bend County Fair to represent our cities and promote the fair and the youth of Fort Bend County. All these mayors, all these cities are committed to supporting the youth of Fort Bend County. It's very important, especially in the times that are going on in this world, and society is totally out of control, in my opinion. These mayors are united in supporting each other and helping each other, and again, mainly to promote, advocate, and advance the youth of this county.
Buy a book, next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
SMSD's faculty continues to bring world-class experience into the classroom. Most recently, students at Stafford Middle School interacted with the exploratory vessel Nautilus in the waters of Hawaii.
About a few years ago, I had the privilege of sailing on the Nautilus. It's basically this ship that was bought on board by Dr. Robert Ballard. He was the founder of the Titanic, basically. So him and his team founded Titanic way back when. And after doing so, Dr. Robert Ballard had a really strong passion in education and just like exposing young children worldwide on marine surveying, marine mapping. So he bought this old survey boat called Nautilus. He was able to renovate it and make big changes to it. And yeah, so I was able to sail on this boat after I graduated college. And I was able to have like the seafloor mapping internship where I was able to travel from California to Hawaii. And the purpose of the expedition was just to sail on a boat, learn about marine surveying, marine mapping, marine mammals, and to learn how underwater volcanoes look and how to map them, basically.
Good morning. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Megan, can you hear us?
What's that?
Can you hear us?
Can.
Hey, so this is Stafford Middle School again.
Along with the internship, what Robert Ballard did, Ocean Exploration Trust, his organization, again, their goal is just to educate anybody in the world about this field, basically. So when I was on the internship, I was actually reaching out to different schools across the country, and I would set up a Zoom call as well, and I would Zoom to different elementary and middle schools anywhere in the world, basically, and kind of tell them about kind of what we're doing on the ship and kind of tell them where we're going, and just doing interactions like what we did last Wednesday. Except this time, now that I'm an actual teacher, and because I have connections to the internship still, I was able to reach out to the organizer and then schedule an interaction with Stafford. So it's my second year doing it. I just basically emailed the organizer. Any school can do it, but I just filled out the application for our school to have a live interaction. And yeah, just what happened was kind of flipped for us, right? So now that I'm a teacher, I'm able to I guess talk to the people on the boat, basically, and like learn about their expedition, learn about what they're doing. And at the same time, providing a Q&A for our students so they can be exposed to this field, basically. Yeah, the kids, this is like not a well-known field. I think a lot of kids just generally, especially at this age, kind of only know just basic, math and, a little bit of biology and science and history and everything. But I think specifically marine biology and geology and ocean mapping kind of rarely gets talked about for kids this age. So this is just a total, like, I guess, some sort of exposure, to a whole new job field where they never have heard or seen it before. And my students in particular have gotten really excited whenever I told them about this field, and we did some activities and what seafloor mapping is. And so my goal was just try to maybe inspire a child to maybe go into this field or be some sort of engineer, because there's all sort of engineers in the world. You can be like an engineer, a mechanical engineer, a chemical engineer. You can also be an engineer working on the boat as well. So this is just generally want to expose my students of a whole new field that they never heard of before, basically.
Thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
All right.
Hospitals and other medical services need a constant supply of blood for their life-saving work, and SMSD students stepped up to the plate for a recent blood drive. John King braves the needles to bring you the story.
We are doing our annual blood drive that we usually do. We've been doing this since forever, basically. This is my fourth one that I've worked so far, and it's my last. Well, not my last, but my first and last, technically, as a senior. And basically, we let students in the community, we let them come to the school, give blood, just to help our organization out. It's important for us, just for us to be able to give back to the community. Also give back to the community, also give our cadets and everyone hours and everything, just so they can have an experience. with things like this. So for like future organizations and stuff. When I see my classmates and my colleagues be able to give blood, it just basically shows me that they care about the community and they like also support our organization as ROTC.
We're giving back to the community, we're saving lives, we're helping others. I mean, there is so much more. And as soon as I meet all the requirements, I'm planning to give blood too. And it's quite amazing to see how we can give back to the community as much as we can. I feel really proud that all my cadets and all our colleagues, we're doing this for our community, and yeah, we're saving so many lives. And I feel really proud to see all this. It means a lot. We definitely try to help out as much as we can, and blood drive is a wonderful opportunity, so we try our best. And it's a very amazing way to help out others as much as we can. So please come donate.
I know some people out there actually need like some of my blood. So, I just decided to give some of my blood because, there's those that need it more than I do.
It's been something I've been doing since last year, and I just feel like I'm giving back to my community or giving back to someone who's in need of it. Very important, because I feel like if I could spare it, there's someone out there who needs it.
I chose to decide to give blood because I really just want to help my community out. I always wanted to help people out, so I joined JRTC to help people in the community. I believe it's important for us because we're gonna be going to the real world, and we're gonna have to help people out when we're older, and it's gonna give us more life experiences and better ourselves for the community and ourselves.
I decided since I'm of age and I'm healthy, I should just give to other people who are not as fortunate as I am in terms of health, so why not help people when you can? We're the healthiest people of our generation, so while we're here, while we're able to, we should try and help when we can.
Even in an age of e-readers, actual physical books are fundamental to education. And how can you instill a love of books in young readers? One way is a book fair, and Fernando Ramirez checks one out.
The book fair is a week-long activity that's located at the Early Childhood Center, elementary, as well as middle schools. It's an opportunity for the students to be independent to choose the books that they would love to read. We try to make sure that they pick books that are on their level, and it also gives them a chance to see other books that they may not have seen in the library that they may want. A lot of our little ones are trying to be like our older ones, and they want graphic novels. Well, we do have a few that are graphic novels for them, but we want them to enjoy the book fair and also have a love affair with books. A student picking out their own book is a form of independence. It's showing you what their interests are. Reading is a basic fundamental thing that we try to encourage because it develops lifelong learning lessons and helps the students with understanding, comprehension, knowing context clues, and so on that will be beneficial for them when they go into their ELA classes or science classes, math classes. So reading encompasses everything. And the wonderful thing that I do love to say about reading, it brings out your imagination. Well, in order to get a child to learn to read, they must have something that they feel comfortable reading with. So we have a 5-finger rule. If they're able to read a page independently without us choosing a page and it's completed, there was no difficulty, then the book is too easy. If they miss 2 or 3 words, then we'll say that's fine. 4, we're on the edge, but 5 or more, no. So we ask that they read first to decide, hey, am I going to have difficulty with this book? I'm not familiar with a lot of the words, so it becomes frustrating. Then we have students who just look at the covers because it's like, oh, this is wonderful, I want to read this, but it may not be within their level range. So we try to guide them in books where they will feel comfortable reading. Now, some of them will like to get books that are graphic novels because they just want to read the pictures or look at the pictures. So we try to guide them to those graphic novels where they're able to read those as well. They need to know there's another venue besides watching television, being on video games. Imagination is a wonderful thing. And so in order for that imagination to grow, the words in the book just gives you the picture. All you have to do is read and you'll see it in your mind's eye. So we have one in the fall and one in the spring. And during those times, we try to make sure they coincide with open houses or activities that's going on in the schools, because we want the parents to be involved in the choice of the books that their child reads. So it's not just us, the librarians, and not just the teachers, but it's the parents as well. Well, the students really do love the book fair because these are books that they get to keep. It's not with them for 2 weeks as they do when they're in the library, or 1 week when we deal with our little ones, but it's theirs to keep and to help them build their own library at home.
Bird is the word. Next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
Would you like to adopt a pet but just can't get to the animal shelter or find the time? Fort Bend County Animal Services may have the answer for you with a new pilot program.
So a little bit about our new pilot program that we like to call. We're doing it to the end of October, and it's a curbside pet adoption. We're always trying different things. Just because the shelter just continues to be full. At this point, we're waiving our fees. All our animals are spayed and neutered. Everyone is microchipped. Everyone has shots. But yet, we just can't keep up with the volume of animals that are coming in. At one point, it felt like we were, maybe adopting 20, picking up 10. It seemed like our numbers were okay. Now it's not matching. We pick up 25 and adopt 5. And so we continue to stay overcrowded. It started from the way before the summer, and it's just been a struggle that we've been having to deal with. So with the judge's office, we kind of brought up a new program, and they asked if what we thought of it, and I'm like, yeah, we kind of did something similar to that during when we were shut down for COVID. During COVID, people, instead of coming into the shelter, we asked them to please call and see if you saw an animal through our Facebook page or our website, and we'll be more than happy to bring him outside to our parking lot or possibly deliver an animal. So what we did is our animal control officers, instead of picking up animals, we were dropping off animals, and we were pretty successful then. So we figured, well, let's see if we can try that again, just to try a different adoption process. So it's pretty easy. First, you want to look at our website or our Facebook page. If you see an animal, all of our animals either are named or have an ID. Call the shelter, call our number, and let us know what you're interested in. We'll look it up, make sure it doesn't have a hold, make sure it doesn't belong to someone, because some of our animals do have owners. Every animal that we have here is basically a stray or an owner turn-in. And so there is times where we do have animals with owners, but if they don't, we can definitely put your name down on it. The process is super easy. As long as the animal has been vetted and ready to go, then you just call us and we'll make an appointment. And as long as you live in Fort Bend County, or maybe we can still exceed our lines if we have to, just to get an animal out, we'll be more than happy to accommodate that as well. And our phone number is 281-342-1512. And you call and we have plenty of people that will answer. And again, it's super easy. We'll be more than happy to bring that pet out. We can meet with you and your family, or we can possibly meet with your pet. If you have a dog and it's one of our dogs and we want to see, how they get along, we can do all that. Or like I mentioned before, our adoption fee is waived, so we're not handling any money. There's no money exchanging out on the field. And it's a simple application. We either do a I mean, even if you want to foster for space, that would be great. Maybe foster to adopt, or if you just want to, straight out, adopt the pet. We're here and we'll definitely accommodate.
Modern life is crammed full of things demanding our attention 24/7, and sometimes it just becomes necessary to unplug, relax, and appreciate. Fernando Ramirez tells us of one flighty way to do just this.
Well, I think everybody gets a different experience. But I think it's an experience that you can go home with, that you can take, say, wow, this is a neat bird. And what I try to tell everybody is that there's birds in your yard, there's birds in your park. And so, if you can learn to listen to the birds and identify the birds, that's great. Birds are just really, really important. For our ecosystem. They're a bellwether indicator of, what's happening in the world, okay? Everybody's going to get a good bird out here. But actually, it might not be their bird that they're looking for, but everybody's going to find a bird out here. And, we don't call the birds in, because that kind of disrupts their behavior. But, if we see a bird and quietly, we'll observe it. And we'll document it, and then, like I say, we can, tell everybody, and you can write it down if you want to, put it in your journal, and put it on, or we'll put it on eBirds. But everybody that comes out here that wants to do a bird hike, I think goes back home, probably happier than they did, before they came. This park offers so much. Any park where you can just put your iPhone down and put your devices down and go out and just experience nature, and just the quiet, the solitude, okay? And I think you'll just see a lot of beauty in the park, and everything you see. I mean, you might see deer, you might see armadillos, you might see occasionally we'll see bobcats, okay, we'll see river otters, but we'll see a lot of things in nature. It's just to be able to experience that, calm down, take a deep breath, and see something you'll never see again unless you go to the zoo, because this is a wild, animal preserve, okay? Like I say, these alligators have been here for 25,000 years. The birds come and go. And it's just neat to watch them, to see the beauty in them, to watch them fly, to watch them fish, to watch them nest, in the babies. So I think it's just a good reason just to come out and, like I say, decompress. We'll do hikes usually every week now until it gets too hot, okay? So usually until May, probably be our last hike. Now we will do scheduled hikes. We'll do hikes on demand. Like if somebody wants to do a special hike, right? They'll call Monty, text Monty, said, "Hey, I've got a group. I'd like to do a special hike." Well, I think this is just a very, very special place for anybody that, like I say, just wants to get away from the hustle and bustle and see nature.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news. This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.